I'm Donna.
And I'm Bruce, and this is Lyrical Wisdom.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Lyrical Wisdom, where we dive into song lyrics and offer heart-based wisdom through our interpretations. If you enjoy what you're hearing, don't forget you can catch every episode of Lyrical Wisdom on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and more.
You can also find us on YouTube. Just search Lyrical Wisdom Show. Do you have a song you'd like to hear us shed some light on? You can email us requests, questions, comments to lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. That's lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. Or leave a comment on a YouTube video. We'd really love to hear from you. And all requests get an episode and a shout out.
So join us every Tuesday and Friday as we dig deep and deliver our wisdom. And thank you for sharing, liking, and subscribing to Lyrical Wisdom.
Hello, Bruce.
Hey there, Donna. Good to see you. How are you today?
You know, I get to say it today.
Hooray.
It's one of those days in paradise. I can truly say that. We're getting rain down here in Georgia on this particular day that I'm meeting with you, and yet it feels auspiciously beautiful. It's almost as if I can feel the cleansing happening. You know what I'm saying? It's
I
like
do.
the rain is so welcoming. And yes, I did start with calling in paradise.
Hooray. I'm so glad because for me it's another day in paradise too. And that happened over the past couple of days. We had a lot of rain where I am, and oh my goodness, it was quite the deluge. And I am now seeing the sun creeping through the clouds, and it is so beautiful. And I agree with you. It is such a washed, clean world out there. In particular, the salt that's been down for the snow and things like that. But I just have to
Yeah.
admit, that is such a beautiful way of looking at it. I love it. And
Yeah.
no, that's beautiful. And I think that's, one of the ways that I feel like we get to have better days.
I was about to say that, Bruce. That's how you can
Sorry.
make a better day. No, I love
Yeah.
it. We're on
Oh,
the same page. It is. I mean, for me, every day is a better day
yeah.
when you begin with that intention
Yeah.
in your mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you can create the best day ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is beautiful how energy runs on this playground that we call life.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it can be, I love there's a commercial because it reminds me of how our perspective can be changed by just thinking of like changing the way we look at things because the things we look at will change. And it's that commercial where the football player is on the field and he lights some incense and they sit down and they're meditating together and then the sprinkler turns on and he just finds ways to enjoy every single moment. And I love that because I think that's exactly what we're talking about, you know, seeing things for the beautiful connection that they have instead of seeing them for something that is deterrent, you know. I love
Right.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Bruce, there's been many songs about a better day, better days. There's
Hmm.
a lot. I've got one running through my head right now, talking about a better day. And a lot of, like I said, there's many songs that have that particular invitation in them. I like that word,
Yes,
invitation,
I agree.
because that's what it is. It's an invitation to have a better day.
Yes.
by, you know, listening to that song or thinking about having a better day. And this particular better day um, came to us through a beautiful movie. I think it was part of a soundtrack
It it
to a
it was.
really cool movie where,
Yeah.
you know, s- someone was wanting to create a better day, a better
Absolutely.
life.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
no, that's a
know?
really wonderful way to put it. And to, this is it's a movie that's actually touched a lot of people. I feel like I can say without hesitation.
Yes. And folks, welcome. Welcome to Lyrical Wisdom. We're
Yes.
talking about movies. Uh, this particular song today comes from the soundtrack Eat, Pray, Love.
Yay. Yes, it
And
does.
just those words, I don't know, they make me feel good.
Yeah, I agree. I agree
Yeah.
with you.
Eat
Yeah.
what you love. Allow
Yes.
yourself to just love
Yeah.
and pray, you know, express yourself. Praying doesn't mean getting down on your knees and speaking to something outside of yourself.
Yeah.
To me, praying is dancing and allowing the music to move you.
Yes.
Praying is really enjoying the food that you are eating. It is driving in a car and just holding gratitude for the beauty that you're witnessing through your windows. You know, for
Yes.
me, that is prayer.
I agree. And it's in a way, because of the fact that we're going to be reading lyrics today of I believe, a beautiful song, I think that we can let the music take control and let the rhythm move you because I just borrowed from a song and I want to say exactly those words. We can let the lyrics and the music take control and let that rhythm move us and follow that harmony because just knowing or glancing at these lyrics this day, I feel like we're all going to feel that resonation. I don't want to say I can guarantee it, but I think we're all going to feel it, and I really look forward to this song.
I agree. Let's do this, Bruce.
Get right into it. You got
Yeah,
it.
let's do this.
This song today is "Better Days" by Eddie Vedder. I feel part of the universe open up to meet me. My emotions so submerged, broken down to kneel in. Once listening, the voices they came, had to somehow greet myself, read myself, heard vibrations within my cells, in my cells, singing, Allah, Allah. My love is safe for the universe. See me now. I'm bursting. On one planet, so many turns, different worlds, singing, ah, la, ha, 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 ha. Feel my heart with discipline, put there for the teaching. In my head, see clouds of stairs, helping me as I'm reaching. The future's paved with better days. Not running from something, I'm running towards the day, wide awake. A whisper once quiet, now rising to a scream, right in me. I'm falling, free falling, words calling me, up off my knees. I'm soaring, and darling, you'll be the one that I can need. Still be free. Our futures paved with better days.
Mm, I love that. Just the thought of that, your future's paved with better days. I I love that. And I think what allows that to happen, Bruce, is the very first lyric, the very first line of this song. I feel part of the universe open up to meet me.
Yes. Yes, I agree. It was you said it so eloquently when we started the show and before we even gotten to introducing the song. And that's what we believe. I think we were talking about with Better Days in that sense, that very first line. I agree. I read that first line and then I got to the last line of the song before we even started our show today and I just suddenly felt like, "Oh my gosh, I really resonate with this song because that's exactly how I feel every single day. There's possibility. There's something
Mm,
that is just possible. There's possibility here because the future is paved with better days. And so I feel part of the universe open up to meet me, like it's holding its arms open, ready to give me a big old hug from that person that I want to be hugged by in a way that you just feel like you get swallowed up into their hug. You know,
yeah, yeah.
I love that. And my emotions so submerged, broken down to kneel in. When I read that, I realized that when we've talked about this in different songs, but I really feel like there's an expression here that is guiding us to a human feeling, a feeling of a connection with all humans, and we are human, and this is the humanity of it, and here I feel like that said, my emotions so submerged, broken down to kneel in saying, I've pushed this way down, I've submerged this as deep as I can go, but now I'm kneeling in it. And to me, that is quite a moment. It's very powerful.
I agree. I agree 100%. My emotions so submerged, like you said, it is so, so deep. And it's broken down. So for me, it means that maybe they were holding it deep
Yeah.
and now they've had to let it go and it's just fallen to the ground
Yeah.
along with them.
Yeah.
They've broken down. They're on their knees,
There's no way they can
sitting right, just
avoid being submerged and with it,
right.
saturated in it.
And
Yeah.
then getting to that point where once listening, the voices they came. In other words, the author, Eddie, whoever is, this song, whoever is speaking into this song in this moment, they took a moment to listen. Once listening,
Oh
the
my gosh.
voices they came.
Yeah. This is such a beautiful moment in the song. When I read this, it made me feel this vibration. I'm not going to lie. And I find that really incredible, to see that this was, a part of what the song was written to say. It made me feel so incredible. I was like, did somebody really actually write these lyrics? Holy cow. And because, here we have this moment where it can sound, okay, this is doing some deep healing because they're kneeling in these broken emotions that are now available to me to heal with. And so here I am in that moment, and we're thinking, this is where this is kind of going in the song. And then I feel like it doesn't make a complete 180-degree turn. It just takes that, whatever we think of time, and kind of compresses it into a much shorter period because everything's happening right now anyway. But it goes right to the next moment. Once I was there listening, the voices they came, and that's where I feel like it kind of accelerates this moment to, I think then where I really got to admit, the lyrics, I didn't expect them to take this turn when I was reading the song.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, because it goes on to say, had to somehow greet myself,
Yeah.
read myself. In other words, I was listening, and all the voices that were coming were just it is my truth that what is happening here is those are your own voices, your
Yes.
voices of emotion that you have submerged and not allowed to speak. And then when you take the time to go within, then they do begin to speak and you can hear them.
Yeah.
And that is, to me, this is greeting yourself, reading yourself. In other
Yeah.
words, hearing all of those, your 2-year-old self, your 5-year-old self, your 10-year-old self, your 20-year-old self, whatever self it was that was holding on to that emotion in any way. It could be a sad, a happy, a neutral way. It just you allow it to come.
I agree. It's freely flowing. The the energy is freely flowing there. And yeah,
Hmm.
the you know, greeting myself and read myself, I do feel like that is also the moment when we talk about we create our reality and um we are that's it, like we are. And I feel like this is a moment where the mirror has been placed in front of the whoever's, in this moment. It is truly a moment of them recognizing that they are always themselves. They are. And so I feel that going into, heard vibrations within my cells, in my cells, singing. And it's hard to kind of think of how I think of how Eddie Vedder sings this, or whoever, who's singing this. It's, probably putting a little more emphasis on the separation of these lyrics. But the thing is that heard the vibrations and within my cells, like this is the moment where I feel like there's that, okay, that moment where they are confronted with themselves because they are. And then that moment lets them be free and there's a release. And that's where the cells vibrate and sing. And I know that they are vibrating already because we are sound and light.
Hmm.
So that's the part that just blew me away. I was like, wow, here we go. Thank you, Eddie Vedder, for writing such beautiful lyrics because that's one of the things that I actually borrow from you, Donna, because I know that we've talked about that in the past.
Right, the 70 trillion cells that
Yeah.
make up the physical body. Yes. Yeah, because it's been proven. Science, Bruce Lipton, cells talk to one another. And we are 70,000 or 70 trillion cells. And every single cell is light, sound, and vibration.
Yeah.
And hearing the vibrations within my cells, it was almost as if there's almost to me this feeling of awe
Yeah.
and wonder and curiosity because it's as if they've never really met themselves
Yeah.
because they said, I had to somehow greet myself,
Yes.
read myself.
Yes.
And when they took the time to go that deep within, they vibrations, heard vibrations within my cells. In my cells, to me, there's this like awe and wonder and astonishment in my cells, y'all. I heard
Yeah.
vibrations in my cells.
Yeah. And that's the part that I feel like there's this, you know, in my cells singing, this kind of way of, to me, I hear
Mhm.
it as a celebration, and being able to connect with that. And
Right.
that's the thing is the information Allison was so kind to pull up some information that talked about epigenetics and environment in Bruce Lipton's work and Dr. Bruce Lipton's work, excuse me, looking into how human cells are controlled by their environment and perceptions rather than genetic determinism. And
Yes.
so the whole, because I know there's sometimes things become catchphrases in our world, and I know that there's a lot of the word epigenetics has been tossed around a lot. It's like the new 50-cent word for people to, to say. But the thing about this is this is what we're talking about is the science behind it is proving that what Donna just said and what we're talking about with the cells vibrating and feeling these things and singing this song like we are, this is real. I remember reading an article that they had studied muscles just to put a little flavor on top of this, a little icing on the cake, that when you flex a muscle and contract a muscle, it has its own musical note. And they were
Mm-hmm.
able to find those so that, really the human body can be its own orchestra. It's like a symphony. And so I find it fascinating, that in a way, there are ways of looking at this with science, where it can become, pardon me for saying, but it can become very sciency,
Well,
you
yeah, Bruce, I
know?
remember way back when we used to use tuning forks.
We
Tuning
still,
forks are actually tuned to a specific organ in your
yeah,
body, and you
yeah,
can use frequency to heal yourself, which is
yes,
what is happening here because the cells are singing Allah ah ah, Allah ah
yes,
ah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and within that song comes the understanding that my love is safe for the universe.
yes,
See me now. I'm bursting
yeah,
on one planet. So many turns. I mean,
yeah.
that is fascinating.
It is. And that's the thing is it really goes into such a beautiful deep dive and such beautiful words that I love how this feels when we do our show because I get to feel this in my body when I'm looking into these lyrics. And my love is safe for the universe. See me now. I'm bursting like the sun out there, just shining all the warmth and light across the universe, and I might be on one planet, but I mean, so many revolutions here. I got so many turns and twists and things that, are, kind of totally different worlds, as he says in the next lyric. Just everything
Yes.
is like kind of the way our solar system is kind of created with all the planets that are in our solar system, which, the different worlds that are in our solar system have a direct connection with our own human body on a every single moment basis. And so I think it's fascinating because the love bursting through the universe like this and safe for the universe and just all of these references to me, it just reminds me that, once we go deeper, we look at those cells and as they're singing, we realize that those things rotating around them, it kind of looks like the nucleus is the sun and that electron and
Hmm.
that proton, those things are, kind of the planets in the solar system.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
it's so,
every individual cell within the body is its own solar system.
yes,
It's
yes.
it is so fascinating singing
Yeah.
Allah Allah ah ah,
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah. All of this symphony, this
Yes.
tremendous symphony of our human body,
Hmm.
and it fill my heart with discipline put there for the teaching. Oh my goodness. I love that because heart, discipline, teaching, it just all falls together, I think, in a beautiful harmony.
Oh yes, definitely. I fill my heart with discipline. That is the desire of one's self to be true to one's self. In other
Yes.
words, let me put there for the teaching. In other words, I want to learn everything there is about life, and I want to do it authentically,
Yes. I
being me. And
Yeah.
that's what creates the better days.
Yes.
Once when you begin, when you allow your heart to sing its unique song.
I couldn't agree with you more. I was thinking when you were getting ready to say those words, and then you said the word learning, I could feel that because I was going to try to fill in, put there for me to learn, put there for me to feel that, put there for the teaching so that I can learn.
Yeah.
Because in my head, see clouds of stairs. Help me as I'm reaching, because that's kind of I think how a lot of times we can have our own thought processes where in our head, we have these clouds of stairs where I'm thinking they could be going up into clouds or they could be coming in and out of clouds, but you never know what's going to be on your next step, technically, because every step you take in life is going to be a new one in a lot of cases. And so it's really a lot of steps that we learn from. That's where I like that tie-in, with the clouds of stairs. I love the fact that he said, put there for the teaching in my head, see clouds of stairs. And it's obviously helping him as they are reaching, because then they're rising and reaching and rising to the top of those stairs, taking each step at a time.
Yes, I think that all of this at first it's kind of like, so who are they asking for from help?
Yeah.
Who are they asking for help from? Um, but for what as I am with you and really understanding and diving into these lyrics, fill my heart with discipline. Put there for the teaching. In my head, see clouds of stairs. Help me as I'm reaching. In other words, that discipline that I am feeling in my heart, which is teaching me and helping me through life, is the steps that I am seeing in my head, reaching for the higher me.
Yes.
And all of this is helping me
Yeah.
as I'm reaching. So
Yeah.
it's all one.
All one and all connected to the self. And that's
Yes.
the
Yes.
part that I just
In other
love
words, I'm
because
helping myself.
yes.
All this helps me
And
because,
oh my gosh, the first time they say this, the first time that this is in the
yes,
song, the future's paved with better days.
yes. Yeah.
And
I loved that when you read that. I went, oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, and, it can be, something that is in the future because sometimes with all of these things, we can still be on our way to the bottom. And I like to think of it as rock bottom, you know, because sometimes that's where we have to quite clear ourselves to that point of rock bottom. And that's a necessary journey. But I love the fact that this is at that point already. And this is at that moment, I think, where now we know the future is paved with better days,
Yeah. Yeah.
without a
Well,
doubt.
I think that's Eddie. Eddie began the song that way, Bruce. He
Yeah.
let us know that,
Yeah.
you know, my emotion so emerged, broken down to kneeling. In
Yeah.
other words, I'm at my rock bottom,
Yeah.
and now I'm listening and I'm hearing voices and things as it progresses. Yes, the realization of the future's paved with better days
Yes.
is
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so beautiful because, he goes on to say, not running from something. I'm running towards the day.
Hmm.
I love that. I'm not running.
Wide awake.
Yes, wide awake. eyes wide open, as a lot of people like to say.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
there's no doubt I know what I am running towards, but I am not running from anything. And I
yeah,
love that because, it's the future is paved with better days. And he's saying, I don't have anything behind me that I'm looking at. Hello. I'm looking at what's in front of me. And I know it's going to be better. It's only going to get better. It's everything is better. And
right. Because they got to that point, Bruce, where they
yeah,
went so deep inside and allowed that process to happen, to
yeah,
allow the emotion to go so deep within that, you're sitting, kneeling. They're just the lowest point you can
yeah,
go. You're in
yeah,
it deep.
yeah,
And then the message comes through the body so beautifully, so beautifully.
yeah.
And it does it for everyone, for each and every one of you out there, too. Your body talks.
Yes.
That's another lyric, I think.
Yes, it
Body
is.
talks. Yeah.
Yes.
So listen, listen. And once listening, the voices come in, the cells begin to vibrate, they sing, and then you learn how safe your love really is.
You do. You
Yeah.
do.
And you don't, then there's no more running. You just
Yeah.
don't run from anything.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
run towards the day,
Yes.
wide awake.
Absolutely.
Just the
And
visual of that makes my heart sing.
me too. Because and we all kind of sometimes we feel this, and sometimes it takes that moment where we can actually scream and
Mm,
let it out and shake while we do it. And not just scream it out, but shake it out. Because we heard it as a whisper once quiet, now rising to a scream right in me. And
hmm
that, I love that because I feel like that's, what we're talking about, not running from, running towards, wide awake, embracing the future that's going to be paved or the future that's paved with better days. And, at one time, that future in front of us, that was just a little whisper, didn't really hear that very strongly. But no way now. This is rising to a scream right inside of me. And that's a crescendo. That's a building. That is like this wave that builds and just comes and comes and comes and comes, and just keeps building and building. And I don't want to say tsunami, but, you know,
Well,
it
I'm picturing a rising phoenix from the fire.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yes.
yeah.
Because I mean, I feel that that
It's
is something,
inside of me. It's inside
yeah,
of everyone.
yeah, and you have to embrace it. You have to feel like you
Let
can,
it out.
and it's going to make you have to let go and surrender to it, which
Hmm
then leads us to the next lyrics.
Yeah. I'm falling, free falling. Words calling me up off my knees.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's in that place of rock bottom that we talk about,
yeah,
and realizing I I'm the only one that can do this. I'm the only
yeah,
one that can get me out of this.
yeah,
And you begin listening, and before you know it, like you said, the crescendo, the whisper once quiet, now rising up to a scream right in me.
yeah,
And the free falling, I believe Bruce is really truly
yeah,
letting go of that part of you. It's the death of the you that was on your knees,
yes,
thinking there was no tomorrow, thinking it
absolutely,
was the end of the world.
yes,
And
yeah.
you let that part of you fall away.
And it's almost irresistible, I want to say, because your cells are singing to you. So there won't be a lot of negotiation. It's just something that, has to be surrendered to. And that's why I love that falling, words calling me up off my knees, meaning, it's not just that it is a drop. It's like they're being picked up in
Yes.
this, as the phoenix being picked up and being, taken. And then I'm soaring, the next two words that he sings, I'm soaring, meaning, flying. So I love that
Yeah.
you use the phoenix example because, yeah, the phoenix is rising and he says, I'm soaring. And darling, you'll be the one that I can need. Still be free. And I like how he says that because it's like another moment of, okay, I am soaring, but I can feel like I can allow myself to have a need because I am now finding my love inside of myself,
Right. Right.
you know?
And there can be a need to have a partner beside you.
Yes.
The key is still be free.
Yes,
That
exactly.
is,
Yeah.
so the need isn't, I can't survive without you. The need is, hey, I, I would love a partner in life,
Yeah.
or I
Yeah.
would love, a new job. It doesn't have to just be a relationship.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
it is the realization of a need. In
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
particular song, I do believe they're speaking to another person because they called it darling.
Yeah. I
Darling,
do.
you'll
I
be
do
the
too.
one that I can need. In
Yeah.
other words, I can love you.
Yeah.
The key is that I can now love you unconditionally. I
Yes.
can love you without that codependency. I
Yeah.
can love you without suffocating you.
Yeah.
I can love you and still be free.
I agree. I felt that because I agree that the ability to say that you can, for them to say, this is my way of looking at my truth, is that being able to say that you can love something, someone else, is because of the true inner love for the self. And that has to, I feel like I needed to exist for me. And that's where I feel like that's the point where they got to. Now they're soaring. So now they're, up off their knees. They're going to be able to have a need, meaning I can love something else. And I would like to enjoy that love, but that's still got to be free because otherwise, there's a whole nother reason why this is happening. And I agree, and it has to, I don't want to say it comes with like a stipulation, but I mean, honestly, by saying still be free, I know that that's an ingredient in there that is so very important, and it's that part that keeps the soaring, keeps that phoenix rebirthing and keeps it, evolving. And so I love that.
Yeah, yeah. I do too, Bruce, because it is a true relationship then.
Yeah.
It is, like I said, a pure, unconditional love that
Yeah.
is allows both individuals to be free, to be themselves. Because
Yes.
and then when that happens, without a doubt, right? Without a doubt, the future's paved with better days.
Oh, yes.
But for
And
this, he says, our futures paved with better days.
yeah,
So they've already accepted one another
yeah,
and they're going to go through life together,
yeah.
which is so beautiful. It really, truly is when it's done in this way of just pure love.
And yes, it's a harmony, it's a beautiful harmony to me. And so yeah, I love that.
And that
Uh,
is, where he went. My love is safe
yeah,
for the universe.
Yeah.
I can love without attaching myself to you,
Yes. Yeah.
or needing to be attached to you. I
Yeah.
just, yeah, it's
There's that.
beautiful.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. It's because there's that feeling of freedom of knowing that you love yourself. There
Mm.
is that feeling of freedom, I think, to that. And that's where I think a lot of this is tied into. And so I love the fact that this movie that has had profound effects on people. And um, sorry to steal this moment, Donna.
No.
I'm gonna say that if you're listening and you're out there and you've seen the movie and you've had a moment of reflection or something about the movie made you laugh or something about, this show and how that movie was kind of developed, something that connects with you about that, please share that with us because I love this song and I love these lyrics. And I think that the profound effects that they've had, both of them, the movie, the song, and the lyrics, all three of them, are profound to me. So please share if you can. And also just let us know you're out there.
Oh, yes. Yes. Please, because, yeah, we do, this brings our heart joy, right, Bruce?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I absolutely love doing this, and I know you do too,
I
Bruce.
do. I
It's a
do.
love that is so pure and unconditional that it just makes my heart sing.
Me
The
too.
deep appreciation that we feel for each and every one of you is just so beautiful. Fills our hearts with joy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for being here with us today on
Lyrical
Wisdom.